Hi, I am Manuel, and I've been a professional teacher for over 10 years. It is a pleasure having you along. This is the Student Survival Guide, a video you can use whenever you want to make sure you are on the right way towards mastering your language. If you are watching this video, you are either a new student who has just come on board and is looking for talking the real English, or you are a veteran who is passionate for our method and wants to spread our motto of English learning. Whichever is the case, thank you so much for being here. You may want to use our timestamps here to skip to the part you are more interested in. So I will leave it right here. You can use it to navigate through the guide. So if you want, pause the video right now. However, if it's the first time you are watching this, I ask you to watch this video carefully, understand thoroughly our processes and exercises, make the changes you consider necessary, but most importantly, participate in everything. I want you to train in your place the same way I train in mine. The hands-on philosophy. Well, before you embark on your journey to learning languages, you need to prepare. And this section gives you a tour of the method, the mindset, and the tools that you'll be using throughout the journey. As an English student, the first thing you want to know is that there are two ways of developing your skills in the language: acquisition and skill building. Acquiring a new language means that you will build intuitive knowledge. In other words, acquisition is how we have built our mother language, o português do Brasil. A maioria de nós nunca se importou com regras gramaticais. Nós só sabemos o que soa bem e o que não soa. Quando falamos, nós não temos que pensar sobre a gramática ou vocabulário. Nós só pensamos sobre o significado do que queremos transmitir e as palavras fluem, naturally. For instance, if you are fluent in Portuguese, you will agree with me when I say that the sentence "o grande vira-lata caramelo" soa melhor e mais natural do que o caramelo grande vira-lata, né? But probably you are not aware of the complicated grammatical rule that explains the reason of it. On the other hand, studying a language is the act of learning more about how the language actually works. To learn a language by itself through studying is a process known as skill building. The most of the methods out there in the market focus on acquiring knowledge passively instead of building a skill. In other words, what I'm saying is that you will just be watching your teacher talking while you are not talking at all. That's a shame because you are not becoming better in our most desired skill, the speech. But I have good news. Here in Manuel's English School, using my method, hands-on, you will not only acquire a lot of knowledge through acquisition, but most importantly, we will be building your skill through active exercises in every class. I will be your partner. I will be your trainer, your coach, to engage you and guide you through many exercises of speaking. Here, we are active learners. You will talk more than me in the classes. After all, you are here learning how to speak English, aren't you? Now, let's talk about learning to speak. If you have ever tried to learn a second language, you know that speaking a language learned through conventional methods is exhausting, while speaking your mother language is nearly effortless. This happens because you have been taught wrongly. The methods out there taught you in a passive way, the way that you barely talk during the classes, online courses in special. You might have noticed that you stay the majority of the time in silence, listening and paying attention, whilst the teacher is the one who's there in front of everyone talking a lot. It may seem counterintuitive. After all, every other subject at school you have learned it this way. It happens that English is not like any other subject, and that's why we didn't learn at school. What sounds right or wrong in a language many times has no connection or simply does not make sense. You may be capable of translating a sentence word by word in Portuguese to English, but most likely it won't make sense. Although it does, it won't sound natural. The language is highly specific on unpredictable ways. It is impossible to keep all the grammatical rules in mind while you are trying to have a conversation. Luckily, your brain is a powerful processing tool and has a high-tech native app already installed to solve this exactly problem. Each one of us was born with the natural ability to acquire a language. Opposite to the popular belief, this ability does not disappear when we become adults. In reality, if you combine your capability as an analytical adult mind and your ability of language acquisitions, you will be able to learn English even faster than a child would do. And here is how the children learn how to speak their mother language. Our brains are pattern recognition machines. This innate ability allows us to predict the future, appreciate music, and yes, learn languages. Children learn languages through exposure from their parents. Parents interact with their children and narrate their experiences. For example, the ball rolled off the table. Are you hot? Here, let's take off your sweater. Do you want the red or the blue one? You know, children acquire language because they understand the meaning behind the message. Over months and years of continuously hearing their parents speaking to them, their brains decode the patterns and they learn how to speak. As adults, we don't have a parent to talk to us 24/7, but we do have access to the whole of the internet. Using widely available media, we can emulate language acquisition, the same process that children experience. And I will teach you how to use the internet in a few minutes in the core activities session. But for now, let's talk about the mindset that will place you on the right direction towards achieving your goals. The winner student's mindset. Now, you have learned about how we learn to speak English and about our philosophy of the classes together. So I will tell you some of the desired behaviors for you as my student can get the most of each moment of the course with me, and hence get to your objectives in the fastest and most pleasing way possible. It is crucial to have the appropriate mindset to set your mind into the process, and the following items will guide you to unlearn the broken methods of learning languages and get in a state of immersion, fun, and practice. Number 1, self-confidence. Believe on yourself and in the process. In my experience as English teacher, the most common difficulty a student can face is the lack of self-confidence. It is when a student is shy or afraid to commit mistakes, or even displease his partner or the teacher for talking wrongly. It happens that this is the first thing you must get rid of in your mindset. Look, I am here as your friend, as your teacher, your trainer, and ally in your journey. My biggest joy is to see you talking in English. We are connected to learn together. Don't you worry about your mistakes. When it seems necessary, I will correct you. You must trust on yourself and in the process. And here are some tips for you to work on self-confidence. First, you can always speak as much as you can, building the most complete sentences possible during the class. Do your best while you're training. Over time, this will make the difference. This will make the things easier. Second, enjoy the learning and understanding that you are experiencing. Always have fun doing what you're doing. Third, whenever it's possible, record yourself in audio or in video. This process is a game changer for 2 reasons. First, I will be able to listen to you and have a weekly feedback from your development. And second, you will be able to listen to your former audios later. This will keep you motivated because you will realize how much you have improved. Just like, the before and after gym comparison. So don't you worry about trying to sound smart or eloquent. Speak simply. Use words and phrases you are confident in. Try not to guess how to say things. When you do guess, pay attention to what's a guess and what isn't. This will help you to avoid solidifying bad habits. Number 2, discipline. Be persistent and persevering. The hard work will prevail and overcome any difficulty. Once, I remember my grandpa taught me, o trabalho duro vence qualquer dificuldade. I can remember his sentences saying this. In any challenges you are facing in life, there is something that will never succumb. That is hard work. Hard work will always make you progress if it's used to put you in right direction. Hard working and discipline to do what needs to be done is mandatory when learning how to speak English. This will differ those who are ordinary students from those who are exceptional in what they are doing. So, if you want to be at the top of the pyramid, those 5% of students who exceed the learning speed desired are those who are very disciplined and committed to our classes and simply follow the instructions religiously. Do your trainings at home and you will succeed. There is no secret, my friend. Just do your trainings. That's it. Number 3, joy. Be easygoing and have fun all the time. Nowadays, we have tons of popular apps of learning, such as Duolingo and Babbel. They are focused on letting the learning process more fun through games and cute graphics. They are quite useful for this purpose. However, they fail in letting the learning process joyful in fact. Having fun learning English is the only way possible of mastering the language. If you hate the content and is not immersively connected to it, it doesn't matter how much discipline, how much hard work, and how persistent you are. Your brain will not absorb the language. That's why we are focusing on domain mastery, which I will explain to you in a minute, I promise. So, enjoying the learning process is the most important part of language acquisition. Joy motivates more than the hard work itself. Some people you know, or even yourself, might have given up of something important because the process gives a lot of work and takes a long time to happen. Nonetheless, if you are able to find the right content that you really love and you want to consume, then it will not be as if you were studying. It will be fun. With that said, focus on specializing on what you like the most, in the subjects that you are more interested in. Be curious to learn about the areas that most please you and the areas that make you feel well. For instance, if you enjoy cooking, have fun while watching videos in English about it. Read recipes in English, go to the supermarket and try to remember all the ingredient names in English. Become a master chef in English. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? When you enjoy your immersion, this will make you consume more and more content and will make you come back for more. It will reinforce your will to spend more time in learning. Boredom, on the other hand, will distance you from the wish of spending time with the language. If you get tedious with, let's say, a YouTube video or a TV show or even a book, you will simply pass to the next one. That's how it works. There is nothing worse to motivation than forcing yourself to consume content you hate. Don't force you to consume and get involved with content you are not interested in. That will not work. Number 4, commitment and punctuality. Come on, don't be late and never miss the classes. Be punctual for our classes. You have only one class a week. Make this appointment your priority. Don't be that person who is always 20 minutes late. You will delay everyone's life. Without commitment, you won't be able to absorb the content as a whole, and you will be thinking all the time about the external problems, looking to the phone, thinking about something else that has been bothering you. It will make you lose focus, and therefore, the class won't be productive. The class time is sacred. We have 60 minutes of pure mind training. Let your personal subjects out of the classroom. Connect yourself entirely to your learning and enjoy the precious time we have together. Remember the rule of punctuality. If you are 5 minutes early, you are on time. If you are on time, you are 5 minutes late. And if you are more than 5 minutes late, you are absent. You are simply not here. Number 5, perseverance. Don't give up. Every person you know who can talk in English fluently have dedicated a couple of good years of their lives to their learning process. You must have in mind that this is the way it is. It will last a long time, probably for the rest of your life. You are engaging yourself forever with the English language. You will learn it and you will keep it until the end. The English language learning will last forever. 20 years from now, and you will still use your English. It will always come in handy. You will never forget how to speak once you have learned it properly. With that said, I reinforce, don't give up. Every great thing you are going to do in your life will be hard. That's why you must keep on going forward. Move on. We are together in this journey. If you feel like your output ability is developing slower than you expected, you may need to adjust your expectations. You are not going to be a perfect speaker by the end of this video. As I said before, don't forget to look back at your previous recordings, your writings, your texts, homeworks, and videos. This will help you to fully appreciate how far you have come. If you are frustrated that you can understand way more than you can speak, then I have some bad news for you. This is simply a reality of language. It's true in your native language as well. Most native English speakers can read J.K. Rowling, but a few can write like her. Core activities. Here we have come to the most important part of the video, the core activities. I will describe every single exercise you must perform in order to achieve your proficiency in English. Of course, the intensity of each exercise will vary according to your level. However, all of them will be properly addressed to you in class. So this will serve you as a guide on how to do them and extract as much result as possible. There are two kinds of exercises listed, the classworks and homeworks. As the name suggests, classworks will be done in class while homeworks will be done at home. But before we head in the exercises and how to do them, we must address the skills we will be building. Skill list. Pronunciation. The pronunciation is the way you sound and the way the people will listen to what you're saying. Vocabulary. The vocabulary is your mind's dictionary. How many words you have available to use, how many words are in your reach. Structure. The structure is your capacity to build the sentences. Building the sentences using the words in the right order is what we call structure. Fluency. Fluency is your capacity to talk without stopping, without having to think too much, just the way I'm doing right now. I'm talking with fluency. Comprehension. Comprehension is the capacity to listen and comprehend what is being said. Imagine you are watching a movie or you are listening to a song, then comprehension is the capacity to understand what is being said. Reading. Reading is the capacity that you have to understand what is written. Reading texts, reading books, and etc. Writing. Writing is your capacity to write down your thoughts, write down some texts, essays, compositions. Okay, now let's get to the classworks. The classworks are the exercises we will perform in class. So let's get to the number 1. Repeat for reps. Well, repetition is the foundation of the communication skill. As we have seen in the last section, kids primarily learn their mother language through repetition. So what could be better than that for beginners? Repetition is so important that will follow you until the mastery of the language. If I could choose only one exercise to perform among all, I would choose the repeat for reps, due to its efficiency in language acquisition. Repeating for reps is a practical exercise I designed with the purpose to make you adopt me as your parent. When we adopt a parent, we naturally mimic the people we have acquired the language from. You can leverage this natural mimicking ability to make yourself sound better by adopting a parent. Over time, you will develop your own style, but for now, just borrow the speaking style of your language parent. How to repeat for reps. First, you will be asked to listen to a word, and then I will ask you to repeat. It's that simple. In this step, all you need to do is to try to make the sound you are producing very similar to the sound I am producing. Every sound you make corresponds to a word in English, and after repeating some words, we will analyze each of the words using pictures to make your comprehension easier. If the pictures are not enough, we will simply translate the expression's meaning to your mother language. After that, we will start building sentences, building phrases, linking the words we have seen before. Linking the words is the heart of repetition, because we will start building language comprehension here. The structure of the English language will be first presented hidden in the reps, so you won't even need to bother with grammar. All you need to do here is repeat, and as we talk about your emotional intelligence, or in other words, the things you like to do, or even your domain area, your brain will start to do the hard work and understand what is being taught. The next step is to continue building sentences and phrases, increasing the size of them and adding more content, more new expressions and words, and soon enough, you will be able to produce the sentences by yourself after repeating the same structure over 100 times. For veteran students, the repeat for reps will be slightly changed, as we will try to repeat whole paragraphs as well as more complex structures to stimulate the brain to become able to acquire the most information possible out of what is being heard and try to repeat in a loyal fashion. We may also use other sources of English. We may start using movie scenes and videos, for instance. For example, we have the telephone exercise. The telephone exercise is a variation that may be done in pairs or even groups. I will ask you to pass on the information in the ear of the participant, and then the information will go on, and in the last participant, they will tell us what's happening, and we will see your capacity to pass on the message and if the message was understood properly. Another variation of the repeat for reps is simply writing and copying. In class, we won't do this exercise. It will be performed at home. At home, you will have access to a text, and then I will ask you to simply copy what is written, and this will enhance your writing capacity, and you will learn many words doing this. Another nice exercise you may want to try is to watch YouTube or Netflix and try to listen and repeat what the people are saying. So basically, you will play your favorite video, you will try to find a video of your interest, and then you will just listen, pause, repeat, listen, pause, and repeat. Doing this many times, and you will acquire a lot of vocabulary and content. And also, you may want to try to do the same exercise on Netflix. You may want to use English subtitles, audios in English or in Portuguese. It's up to you. Exercise number 2, Q&A, or questions and answers. Despite the fact the repeat for reps was mentioned as the most important exercise for beginners, the Q&A is the most useful of all, as it is the one we will spend the majority of time doing. Q&A stands for questions and answers, and this is where the real conversation really starts. After all, questions and answers are how conversation will develop in the real world. For every question, there is an answer, and so on. So basically, here in this exercise, I will be using the words previously understood and practiced at the repeat for reps to create questions. And now your mission is to answer these questions in the most complete way possible. Don't be the yes or no person, okay? Try to elaborate bigger answers and use your brain. create bigger sentences. This exercise embraces the repetition of the question plus the creation of your own answer. And this takes the mind work to a complete next level, the level of creation. You will now create your own sentences according to your reality and what in fact you want to say. And of course, there are variations of the Q&A as well. There are moments I will ask you to ask me the questions I asked you, or using specific words and expressions we are learning, and this moment is so important for better comprehension of the English structure, because it's really important for you to master the technique of asking questions as well as answering them. Otherwise, you would just be training to be a parrot, and this is far from what we are looking for. Now, ask him or her. In groups, I might also ask you gently to ask questions to your partner and vice versa. What did he say? This is another variation that I may ask you to repeat what your partner has said because I didn't understand, and then you need to repeat what the student is saying. It's a great variation as well, and I will use it a lot during the classes. Number 3, what do you see in this picture? There is a famous saying that says, a picture is worth 1,000 words. You probably have already heard something about it. Very well. Here in this exercise, we are going to put this saying to test. First, I will have selected some pictures from the internet that will be interesting and useful for your English. Usually, it will be pictures related to your domain, and then we will take a look at them, exploring every single detail of what is being shown in the picture. I will ask you things like, what do you see in this picture? Or I will ask you to give me one example using the word or expression, or even ask you to ask me a question using the word or expression. This is clearly very important for the memorization of the new words and expressions we are seeing. When you look at the picture and tell me what you're seeing, this creates the perfect opportunity for word mining in the creations of sentences, which I will cover right away. Number 4, sentence mining. Sentence mining is the process of taking words and sentences directly from your immersion and learning them with the exercises listed here. In class, this will be done when we are talking about your domains. I will be using this time to take notes of the expressions you may want to use during our conversation, and you will practice them during our training, using the previous exercises, repeat for reps, and Q&A. At home, you will receive a list of the expressions and sentences we have mined during your time in class, and these words and expressions will be useful for your homework completion. Okay, number 5, storytelling. In this exercise, we will be using the words we have acquired previously and use them to create a story. This exercise is the pinnacle of sentence creation. You will be using your mental power of creation to formulate stories using specific words and combining the structures that were taught on the class. It's really good to do it. Number 6, reading out loud. Reading out loud is of utmost importance in language acquisition. It will be done in class and at home too. Reading itself is already a very powerful technique to enhance all the skills of communication. Now, reading out loud, it takes the exercise to a complete new level. Imagine yourself reading the words in loud voice while you try to speak. You will be using pronunciation, vocabulary, structure, and fluency all at once. This is a great exercise that you should try it by yourself. And finally, we come to number 7, which is studying using the internet. Studying using the internet is a really wide subject that I cannot cover in video, otherwise this video would be so extensive that I wouldn't have time to cover it all. But basically, you can play video games. It's a great source, and by the way, one of the ways that I have learned English myself. Video games are a great source, or also you may try to look after your favorite artists and read about them in Wikipedia, reading out loud, doing the other exercises in the internet. This is the secret right here. Studying using the internet, doing all the other exercises we have studied and covered in this video. So now you have learned how to study and how to master everything that English has to offer. This is the plan. My friend, if you stick to it, I'm sure you will have great results. Thank you so much for watching this video so far. It gave me a lot of work to make it, so I hope you enjoy it. And remember to come back to rewatch the specific parts on the timestamps whenever you feel necessary or you need motivation to study. And remember, I am always here to help you. You can count on me whenever you need. Goodbye, and I see you in class.